Good evening, students. Today we will study about the factors which affects the rate of resistance. The resistance of a conductor basically depends on the length of the conductor, the area of cross section, and temperature, and the material of which it is made up of. So how this are these are related to the resistance of the conductor, we will now study this. Now beta, the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. That is, if the length of the conductor is more, then its resistance will also be more. That means we can simply say that the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. The second point here, it states that the resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to the cross-sectional area. Now cross-sectional area means how much thicker is the conductor. If the conductor is more thicker, then the resistance will be lesser, and if the conductor will be thinner like this tip, then the resistance of the conductor will be more. That means on the area of cross sectional, that is on the diameter of the conductor, the resistance also depends. That means we can now say, according to equation number 2, the resistance is inversely proportional to cross sectional area. Third point, the resistance of the conductor is directly proportional to the temperature. That means whenever the temperature of the conductor increases, then the resistance of the conductor also increases. And the fourth point is that different conductors have different resistances. That means of which material it is made up of. For example, iron, copper, or silicon, or carbon, or different elements have different resistances in them. Now, what we can observe here from equation number 1 and 2, we can say that from equation number 1 and 2, we can say that the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor and inversely proportional to the cross-sectional area. Now, if we put an equal sign here in place of the proportionality, then we have to put a constant term, and let the constant term here be rho, and it will be L upon A. So we can see that the resistance of a conductor now equals to rho L and A. Now what is this rho? This rho is the constant of proportionality. So we will write here where rho. Now what is this rho? Rho is the constant of proportionality. That means it is pronounced rho. It is the resistivity of the conductor. Now what is actually the resistivity of the conductor? I will explain it to you now. Now resistivity, what is it? It is the characteristic property of a conductor, which means that if the resistivity of the conductor will be more, then the flow of current will be lesser. This is just the characteristic property of a conductor, and if we want to define it, how we can understand this property, then suppose if we take a conductor of unit length and unit cross sectional area, and if 1 ampere current is flowing through this conductor, and if this conductor offers a resistance of 1 ohm, then we will say that this is the resistivity of the conductor and its SI unit is ohm meter. Now we will see how it comes out to be. That is, if in a conductor of 1 meter length and 1 square meter area of cross section, a current of 1 ampere is flowing and the conductor offers a resistance of only 1 ohms, then its resistivity will be 1 ohm meter. Now we will see this by the numerical values. So we can see here, this was the resistance after we have taken out from the factors which affect the resistance. The resistance was equals to rho L upon A, and the rho will become now RA upon L. Now if we put the values, unities here, R 1 ohms, area 1 square meter, and length of the conductor 1 meter, then meter and square cancels out and we get 1 ohm meter. So the SI unit of resistivity, we can write it like this: SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter. Now what we can see here, that we have observed different elements have different resistivities and resistances. Now the metals, we can say, have resistances, but the alloys have more resistance. So in the heating elements or heating devices, we generally use alloys. For example, in the electric iron, toaster, heater, etc., we use alloys because alloys have high melting point and high resistance, so they get heated and do not melt easily. Now if we observe the bulb, the electric bulb which we used earlier, that bulb uses tungsten as an element, and tungsten also has high resistance and high melting point, and it also does not corrode easily when these are left in open air. Similarly, copper and aluminium wires are also used in electrical transmission line. Now let us solve an example related to the resistivity and how we can find it out that the resistivity of this metal is this much. So we will solve example number 12.5 of NCERT book. So we can see here in this example, we are given the length of the conductor to be 1 meter in length, and the resistance of the conductor is 26 ohms, and the diameter is of 0.3 mm, and we have to find the resistivity of the conductor. So first of all, we have to change this millimeter into meter, and we have to find out the cross sectional area. Only after getting the cross sectional area of this conductor, we will put the value and we will get the resistivity of the conductor. So now we have got this resistance when it is divided by 2, and for millimeter we have converted it to 10 to the raised to the power minus 3. Now 0.3 upon 2 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 3 meter will come out to be 1.5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 4 meter. Now we will have to find out the area, the cross sectional area of the wire. The area here will be equal to pi r square, or we will put the value here 3.14 multiplied by, this is the radius, 1.5 multiplied 10 raised to the power minus 4 meter and whole square. Now we will get the value 3.14 multiplied by 15 multiplied by 15, that means 225. Now we get 1.5 multiplied 10 raised to the power minus 4 meter whole square comes out to be 2.25 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 8 square meter, and if we multiply this, we will get 7.065 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 8 square meter. this is the cross sectional area, and we will now put this value here to find out the resistivity of the conductor. Since what we know here that the resistivity rho is equal to R A upon L. Now what is the value of R here? It is 26 ohms, and the area comes out to be 7.065 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 8 square meter divided by the length of the conductor was given only 1 meter. If we find it out, the values, then we will get, now this value comes out to be 183.69 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 8, and this meter and this square cancels out, so we get only ohm meter. So we can find out the resistivity of the conductor will be 1.8369 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 6 ohm meter, or if we round off it, then we will get resistivity equals to 1.84 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 6 ohm meter. Now it is very simple. We can find out such type of numericals. Similarly, if we take another example 12.6, here in this example we are given two wires of same material. The material is same. Suppose both may be of copper, both may be of iron, both may be of nichrome, or whatever be. Both are having of same material. Here the length of this conductor is suppose L1, and the cross sectional area is suppose A1, and the resistance R1 of the conductor is given to be 4 ohms, and this wire, now the new wire has the length, it is half of L1, that means we can say L1 upon 2, and the cross sectional area A2 comes out to be twice of A1, that means twice of this. It is thicker, and we have to find out the resistance to, what will be the resistance of this conductor. We have to find it out. As we know that both are of same material, that means the resistivity ρ1 and here the resistivity ρ2 will be same, because they are made up of same material. Both are made up of same material, so we can very easily write this, because the resistivity of the conductor does not depends on the length of the conductor, it nor depends on the cross sectional area, but it only depends on the nature of material. If different materials were taken, then the resistivity will be different. So we have to find out the resistance of this conductor using this resistivity. Now how can we find it out? Look at here. Since we know that resistivity ρ1 will be equal to R1 A1 upon L1, and resistivity ρ2 will be equal to R2 A2 upon L2. Now if we take the ratio ρ1 upon ρ2, then we will find out R1 A1 upon L1 and R2 A2 upon L2. As these are same value, we cut it. Then we can cross multiply it. So we will get R2 A2 upon L2 comes out to be R1 A1 and L1. Now we have to find out only R2. So take R2 only, then it will be equal to R1, A1, L2 upon L1 and A2. Now we will put the values here. On putting the values, we will find out the value of R2. Now the value of R1 is given 4 ohms and A1 is, suppose let it be A1, and L2 it is equals to L1 upon 2. Now L1, let it be L1, and A2 is twice of A1. Now we can cut the similar terms. See here, this L1 will cancel with this L1 and A1 cancels out with the A1, and 2, this comes out to be 1. So the net resistance, this R2 will have only 1 ohms. So this is the technique which we can use to find out the resistance of a conductor. So in the next lecture we will study about the combination of the resistances, that is how the resistance are combined in the series or in parallel, and then both series and parallel, and we will try to solve out some numericals based on the series and parallel. Thank you.